Can Dark Elves, Nords, and Argonians actually work together? If not, this alliance is doomed.
Buying, selling, I've got what you need.
Buying, selling, trading.
Come, do your trading here.
I have many fine goods. Honest merchant, trust this one.
No charge to have a look.
Buying and selling. Finest merchandise around.
Best prices guaranteed.
Quality wares. Open for business. I have many fine goods.
Come, do your trading here.
Finest merchandise around.
Moon's blessings to you. Ah, Tamit. Cantor Crinzy sent us a letter. Red Fur Trading.
Buying and selling.
All right, can you hear me now? Okay, technical support done. All right, I will start over for those who weren't watching closed captions. Was welcome back. Oh, someone just clicked follow. Thank you, because the little dragon let me know. Yeah, the little dragon has a cooldown period, so that you can pet the dragon, you can give the dragon a drink, but only so often every few minutes. Now, there is a way to find out how many minutes that is, but I haven't found that yet because I got this off of Etsy. So it is just a little hatchling, and so like most babies, you don't know when they're going to need to take a nap, and you don't know when they're going to be ready to drink. And what I started to say when I thought y'all were hearing me was, welcome, thank you for joining, and tonight I'm going to be doing a walkthrough for how to get started in Infinite Archive, and for it to be less stressful so you can figure out the vibe and get going. I've seen and watched how to do Infinite Archive before, but it's presuming a skill level that I will never have. I'm a button masher, like I say, I can mash exactly 4 buttons. I rely on companions or others to carry me. Zareth is the best carrier for... he's a carrier. He's the best carrier for Infinite Archive. And one major thing is the Major Breach. He can solo Marauders. I've heard that Izzy can as well. But I've got Zareth right now in a 2-hander DPS, which usually works well for the first arc, which was we're going to start with. He also does great with a sword and board with the taunt, but I don't think we're going to need it right away. So I have him with Azura's Embrace. Little tip on companions, always put their heal first, so that when you need it, it's the first thing they're going to hit. He's also got another pretty good heal to keep me alive, because I'm not on a good character. I've got him doing a damage thing here. This is not his tanking build. It's absolutely worth it to get him up to get Skeletal Aegis. That is under... Nope. Undaunted, of course. It's a lot easier to get the companions leveled up and ranked in guilds than it was when they first came out. If you don't like doing the Undaunted daily quests, I mean the Delph quests, the one from usually what's its name, and getting that all the way up. This is great because it's a synergy you can also trigger. Hang on real quick. He also has a really good tanking capabilities, but a lot of those I will wait to see if we need them. If you've never been to Infinite Archive, which at this point I think most people have, you can just get there from anywhere. Even if you don't have Necrom, you can go there. Now, as I said before, Infinite Archive completely blew my mind. I could not get the hang of it. It was the wrong kind of chaos for a long time. 2 different people that are really good at carrying people through to Inkslayer could not get me Inkslayer. They ran out of threads. I was impossible to carry. So that is the level of skill that you need to be able to do it with Zareth.
Thoat Replicanum is summoning Maligraphies.
What?
Creatures of ink.
That sounds
The
bad.
Infinite Archive is filled with books, and therefore, ink. You can see how this is suboptimal, right?
It is very suboptimal. But what's a Thoat Replicanum?
Daedra. I saw her name scrawled in many margins, but it took the ink attacking for me to put the pieces together. Research can be uncomfortable. Even painful.
Like paper cuts.
This is unprecedented. I have a plan to combat her, though I lack the skills to enact it.
I probably lack the skills too, but what's your plan?
Mimics are the true names of Daedra. If we collect the pieces of Thoat Replicanum's Mimic, we can use it to summon her and rid the Infinite Archive of her malaise.
Once and for all.
At least that's what I hope happens. I'm not destitute, if that sways you.
You're looking pretty destitute.
That door will take you into the archive.
Okay, thanks.
The malignant.
Also, let's see what quests we get.
Business is so frustrating when you can't do anything about it.
I hear that.
You're a warrior like me. I assume you know something about how annoying it is to lose.
Yes.
I didn't even make a mistake. Those
I did.
monsters just killed me.
I get killed all the time.
I'm not going to lie in my proverbial grave and let them get away with it.
Alright, how can I help?
Kill a marauder. I
That
did
may
it
not be on the
myself,
table.
but the index won't let specters enter the archival rings. You're alive. You can enter the archive and exact my revenge.
Fantastic.
Kill me. One of those rotten ink bags slammed me into the dirt so hard, it severed my tie to existence. I want to return the favor. Help me. You'll get a reward for killing a monster you were probably going to fight anyway. You have nothing to lose.
Alright.
If you lose all your threads of fate,
First time I ever saw a marauder was when I had finally gotten the hang of Infinite Archive enough that I got through the first arc. Right after the first arc, I was out, I was fighting the first wave, and next thing I was looking at a death screen. The four-armed guy had come out like a flaming dump truck and just ran me right over. And I just quit. I didn't do Infinite Archive again for a while after that. Now, I do have some of the perks that got unlocked from doing all of the side quests, because other people had helped me finish off the side quests. It does help once you have those, because you can get a little one of those fly zippy thingies to come around and help you. But this is showing how you can get through it with a character. Oh! Alright. My build and gear. My build is random stuff that I put together for my farming character. So I've got some damage, a little bit more damage, a little bit of heal, and just Mother's Sorrow, weapon and spell damage, just making sure that I've got complete sets. Gourmands, okay! Important thing, Gourmands is a really good set if you remember to eat food. I can show you the absolute idiot's guide to how to survive Infinite Archive, but I'm gonna eat food this time. So this is the only mostly idiots. So, go on in. And Xerath can basically solo this. I've gotten into the habit of always running to the back of that first set because of the fabled and the later ones.
Your alliance.
Yeah, if you don't have
Practice
ESO
of
Plus,
soul gems is
it is
troubling.
oh, sorry, Xerath. I forgot how much Xerath hates soul gems usage. Well, that aside, 1,500 crowns is absolutely worth it to get Xerath and Temblorn. They are my all-the-time treat companions now. Alright, Hag. Then...
By the hidden moon.
Yeah, these first ones, they're big groups, and once I got used to it and settled into it and didn't die all the time, it got easier for me to just deal with them being all these numbers of things around. The way my mind works, I cannot keep track of more than 2 or 3 things. So if I kept trying to keep track of them, I just kept getting overloaded. So what I had to do was figure out a companion that could carry me, or also builds that could just do AoE and not die, so I wouldn't have to worry so much about whether I could actually hit and find a target.
As you fight waves of malignancies. Select a verse while I create a portal.
There's good strategies about picking which verse. I always go more DPS. Just because most of them will do better if you have any sort of strategy to your play. Arc 1, you don't necessarily have to have strategy to your play. Now, this is where I get to mash buttons while Xerath does the work. Yeah, I used to struggle even in round 1 for Arc 1. But I think we're getting to the point where it's a little bit more chaotic, but not so much. And there are guides for the bosses, but I'm hoping we get some of the trickier bosses. I can show you how I figured out how to manage them. Yeah, Xerath is basically soloing these, and I'm trying so hard. Yeah, Oaken Soul was made for me. It absolutely was, because I have a 2-bar build here, but you'll see that I don't swap it very often or really use my skills to very great effect. Oaken Soul fills in so many of the little holes that I would have. Wait, I don't think I have any ground. Oh, anyway. So many holes in the build. All of the buffs that it has are fantastic. I know a lot of people, though, that will not use mythics or have to have 2-bar. And that's not builds that I can really do so much for them. But I am pretty good at helping people find what is it that's their strengths and how to build to that, and then how to find other things to either slot on their bar, or now with subclassing, picking up other subclasses that might have passives that fill in for what you need. For me, Oaken Soul just does it for me. I can do everything I need to on 1 bar. Because I try to do 2 and it usually doesn't work. Speaking of, though, how about I stop making Xerath upset and slot my... Oops. I cannot click. There. Magic Soul. I like Magic Soul. Oh yeah, what I do for Magic Soul, it's the good old magic damage, magic DOT, and major breach. I just so it's a one hit wonder, but it's a pretty good hit. Okay, some bosses have specific strategies, especially in later arcs when things are more tough.
Be careful.
But the first boss in any arc usually doesn't require much of strategy. You just have to damage it and not die. Bob's vacation is so... Okay, I get why Xerath would be unnerved by Cold Harbor, and if you've done the Northern and Southern Elsewhere stories, I get why he doesn't like talking to Cadwell, but... Oh, come on. Ah! Okay, so, apparently I do need to heal every now and then.
Dawn, ignite within me.
You tell him, Xerath. But yeah, he gets really peevish If you take him to go
Well,
check out the furnishing vendor on the weekend, he is
Place to
not
hone
a
our
happy camper.
abilities.
It would be easy to forget our
Mayor's War
obligations
must
to
be
learning
impressed.
in a place like
He's
this.
offering you visions.
Ooh,
Those
visions.
last longer than verses. Hang on, what's this? A fragment of a mimic.
Right,
Could
I
you
have
drop
heard
the
it
whole
said that if
thing?
you always pick the offensive
Well,
one,
if
you'll
this
get focused
malligraphy had
upwards.
a piece, the others might too.
Eventually.
Keep going.
That hasn't usually worked for me, so I just pick. I'm not doing shock damage. I really like necrotic support. Just because every enemy slain gives me resources back. Now, if you're still getting achievements, the ones that let you get the transformations, I forget which one it was called. It wasn't called transformations. The achievement works. I mean, you get credit for having activated it if you use it from the mystery transformation verse that you can get as a quest reward from that ghost. Because I had the hardest time getting all of the 3 pieces for unlocking the transformation, and then that vision verse actually coming up. I didn't know for the longest time if I just used the transformation verse that it would count to complete the achievement. So this is things that I learned the hard way. Yeah, his problem with Cadwell, it could be because he's soul-shriven, undead, kind of, but yeah, I don't want to do spoilers for the Northern Elsewhere story if people have heard Southern Elsewhere. I forgot which. Yeah, Southern Elsewhere, because you haven't done it yet. It's a great story.
The hidden moon.
I'm also biased about Zareth because doing Northern Elsewhere was one of my favorite stories ever, and I've been playing this game since launch. Northern Elsewhere came out when I was getting bored with the game. I was getting tired of the stories, but I've always loved Khajiit. I mean, hello, my name character is Khajiit. And I always wondered how all the different types of Khajiit would work. Because, no, don't, ha 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 ha, I blocked something. In the Daggerfall guidebook, it described, okay, another thing is don't do like I do and forget the verses that you picked up, actually use them. I'll end up at the end go, oh hey, I get it in the Pestilent Gods. But in the Daggerfall handbook, it described all the different kinds of Khajiit, of the little house cat ones, the super tall ones, the ones that were shorter, the ones that didn't have tails. And I couldn't picture it. I was like, how would that actually work? And for years, it's like, it sounds cool, but it just sounded weird. Finally, Northern Elsewhere came out. I went to Rimmon, and it makes, oh, come on. There. And it made sense.
This is the most violence the archive has ever.
Plus, it was a great story. Okay, versus, I don't. Another pro tip: don't stand on the lava. It always does that, and I know that. Stamina renewal. But as you can see, I've been dabbling and rambling. Yeah, Khajiit dragons! Exactly! Dabbling and rambling. All this time, I've barely done anything, and Zareth has been doing it for it. Because if you have a companion, or...
Red fur trading.
Oh, come on. Or a friend that can cover heals, do some damage, and apply the major breach, that right there is all you need. Oh, and the gear.
Red
I forgot.
Trading.
Companion gear, it's Usually, if I don't specifically need them to do the most DPS, it's not a dedicated DPS build, I always put them in heavy. And in most cases, I don't do all one trait. I like a mix of vigorous, because of course give him extra health, and quickened, because he's keeping his skills up a lot. It's a mix of vigorous, quickened, about half and half. No, looks like I'm 2/3 vigorous, 1/3 quickened. But when you've got the heals, when you've got the shields, unless you're dealing with something where they're going to take huge hits all at once, I think it's best to mix them vigorous and quickened. I've noticed a huge difference doing it this way than just vigorous. In most cases, I prefer vigorous over bolstered. Sometime I'll walk through all my companions if anyone's interested in a companion build. But the reason I settled on heavy in almost all cases is because I need them to carry me and I die easily. My companions typically do not die when I build them with heavy armor. Okay, Izzy is all quickened because she's my healing McKillbot, and she also never dies. But Zareth doing mix of both. He's tanking well because even without a taunt, I'm not doing enough to pull damage off of him. But the reason a companion is easier to learn than with a friend is companions have reduced damage from AoEs. I mean, they didn't used to survive very long in Infinite Archives. A lot of people gave up on them. But they changed that so that now companions don't take as much damage from the AoEs, and they're not... I think they're hit as hard on the single target. I haven't really been able to test that. But they survive a lot better. Their AI is mostly better. There's only a few situations where they'll just stand there and die. But this guy also, I don't think has any particular thing that goes for him. You drop the escaped souls. Don't stand in the red. Not real advanced stuff here. I mean, I'll still stand in the red, but it's not because I don't know better. It's because I don't always notice it's there. But I'm sharing this, and I keep dwelling on this because there's been now 3 different people that I've known that are decent players, but just could not get the hang of Infinite Archive. And a lot of the biggest thing was they needed a companion that could help take the pressure off. And also just the reminder to not stress that you can't keep track of it all. There are those for whom the level of groups and things going on, etc., that's fine, they just play like that. But for the rest of us, the biggest step for me was exactly that. I just focus on what's there, whatever. Thank you, Zareth, keeping me alive here. Whatever I'm not hitting, it's okay, I'll get there. This is not fast. Oh, I keep thinking you're messing with me. I'm there. My least equipped character.
Another Nimic fragment. This two-pronged approach is working.
You know,
Collecting the fragments, and I'm learning more about
as far as standing in the red, I get if you don't see it, sometimes the graphics doesn't show it. If you're a little overloaded. But I've seen so many people who just don't care. They assume the healer is just going to heal through it for them. And that I don't get. That I cannot... That is what I literally do call standing and stupid. Alright, pets. I have no pets. But I'll have 2 of the necrotic fortifications, so maybe I'll be able to get the necrotic. Honestly. Yeah, because you eat dragons. Alright, we're not yet, I think, to the Fabled, are we? Yeah. Again, I always run back to the back because I got used to the fact that eventually the Fabled are going to show up, and you want to drop them fast. And they almost always will show up on the other side of wherever that ink thing is. Yeah, I have a goal of making a good PvE healer and actually doing a decent job. I ended up doing a decent PvP healer, which I'll do Saturday. Okay, crows, I lost you. Oh, there you are. Check me out, I'm hitting things. Yeah, it's always hard for me to target things in this game. And I don't know what it is. But for me, getting used getting used to Infinite Archive and the chaos and just relaxing into it, I think honestly has helped me help me get ready to do more PvE and group content, because especially, like I said, I want to try to be a healer. And I know that people are going to stand and stew, people aren't going to be where they're supposed to be. I didn't want to try healing because trying to keep track of all that was just stressful. And I'm like, well, what if I don't keep track of it all? What if I mess up? I've learned to accept I'm not going to keep track of it all. I will mess up, but I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to learn. But not tonight. I'm not using weapon skills. Nah, we're doing tomfoolery.
There's more to the archive than the malligraphies. You can explore if you want. It won't be fruitless.
Okay, let us explore. Awesome. The only side quest I can reliably complete.
With those clothes you must be. Next question. Can you find things?
Yes.
Have you... What haven't I lost?
Me,
Not
your
the
mind.
book, the pages.
I got them.
I don't know exactly where the pages ended up.
Okay. And this is also great for if you're pattern farming, which I still am. Lockpick farming, I mean. Ooh, Necrum Sconce Brass. I do not have that. Alright, that's my purple, so I may as well go. Okay, now...
You give me no choice.
Okay, I thought the Fable started showing up at 3.
Azura, witness my devotion.
Yeah, so far this isn't very difficult in the tips and tricks.
Move quick!
I love when the companions tell me to get out of whatever snare or anything that I'm in. Because I probably already will or won't. I do like that the companions do start telling you when your gear's about to get damaged, when you're running really low on magic or stamina, because for a lot of folks, they already know. For me, I sometimes don't notice that my resources are totally gone if I'm not playing a heavy attack. Okay, alright. There. And yeah, tomfoolery. Forgot I never used my ult.
Over here, mortal, with the rewards. I do hope you'll choose something interesting.
I think what is most interesting? Shackle Resolve. That's kind of interesting. Only Fortress. I don't think I'll need it. I always get a DPS. Oh. There. Yes, oh my goodness. I didn't even get into my absolute favorite reason to have Zareth. And that's showing the heavy sack stuff. Yeah, meanwhile, the auto mod didn't want us talking about a heavy sack, so I'll have to work on what it considers inappropriate content. Alright, Lady Belaine. This one is tricky, and does take a bit of knowing how to get through it. Okay, one is, don't stand in that. Get back in there, get back. Now I'm starting to wish I slotted a taunt. Erg. This is my absolute least equipped character. But I figured, if I was going to show how to get comfortable with Infinite Archive, because after I finish one arc, I will then show a absolutely designed to have the game just kill itself for you. I mean, have the game kill itself for you. Wait, have the mobs kill themselves for you. Do not run off the side. Okay, a downside I have with Ambika is, as my farming character, she's speed capped. And I have been known to just run off the platform of things.
Ignite within me.
Yeah, use that ultimate. In fact, I should use my ultimate. Keep. Keep. Okay, boss fight music. Oops. Yeah, typically one wants to take down those Void Mothers. I'm gonna.
Joan and Jode, no!
Yeah. So, what I'm gonna do is start paying attention.
Redford.
Yes, Redford Trading Post. Alright. Bridging armor is great. I'll start covering more of the heals. And let's see. More damage. Because there. You know, I heard about the Merlin's Heal Helper. I haven't tried it yet, because I haven't even worked on a build yet. But probably would benefit from using it. Erg. For that same reason. Just so I can remember to heal myself. Erg. Yep. Okay. Alright, Saturday I was able to do things and rant at the same time. Clearly, little bit of focus is what Lady Belaine calls for. Oops. Speaking of, the screen went red. Yeah, Lady Belaine I was not able to beat on my regular.
You show me Joan's mercy.
Anyway, my main Infinite Archive character is the one that can do this one easy. I struggle with every other character. At this point, I'm just going to focus on her and hope that I can bring her down. Yes, I know, that's leaving the ads. But sometimes...
By the power of the hidden moon.
Sweet. Bada bada bada. Bada bada bada. Bada bada bada. There. That actually worked.
Thoat's written her name in multiple books. I think it's so she can create maligraphies.
And honestly, sometimes the strategies for these
Uncomfortable
bosses that are from
revelations
other
aside, I
dungeons
won't
are
complain
frequently
about
different than
another
what you'd
new
actually
friend.
have in that dungeon
We're getting
itself.
closer to our goal.
For some of these, what I have found is it really is best to focus on just DPSing the boss down and avoiding all the different ads. That doesn't work as well on later arcs, particularly if you don't have a lot of great visions. I'm not doing any of that. I like ferocious support. Causing them to bleed, that's one of my favorite. Ferocious support is one that I will usually always take, no matter what else I'm going for, because that bleed is awesome, particularly if you get a focused efforts.
I must perceive the forthcoming for the accounts.
I also must perceive the forthcoming. Alright. Now, we're in phase 4, and I remember that the Fabled is over there. The Fabled Infuser is not as bad as the Brewer, but not great. The Fableds you always want to take out first, so if you run this a lot, you'll learn on different maps the spot the Fabled spawns at, because on each one of these maps, the Fabled will show up at exactly the same spot.
Mortal Kombat. It seems
If you don't know it, always assume it's going to be in the back of wherever it is that you're running to. That is...
Don't let me distract you.
There, the Fabled. Unfortunately, in Arc 1, there's only one Fabled, as opposed to them showing up again later.
On my voice, break free.
This was my wing to file. I'm glad to see it's largely undisturbed.
Let's see. Class skills. Yes! I'm mostly using class skills. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. Here, see, usually they're in the back, and if you don't run straight back, you may suddenly find yourself getting eaten somewhat alive by a Fabled. Keep. Alright. Another pro tip is to remember to use your ultimate. Which, using ultimate, using potions, all of these are things that I just struggle with remembering until I'm almost dead. But synergies, on the other hand, I'm really good with. And the fact that you can use your companion synergies is just fantastic.
It's over.
Okay, another tip. Anytime you see an Ascended Bulwark, focus on it. Drop it. ASAP. Even if you're in a round with Fableds, prioritize that big old Khajiit.
Asura, witness my devotion.
Alright. Now let's get...
Don't forget to make your choice before traveling to the next
Okay,
wing of the
Guardian
archive.
Pestilence isn't bad. Because I am absolutely going to need help with the thought replicating. Oh wait, it's the warrior. I lost track. I was thinking it was 4, not 5. Okay, the warrior. This is gonna be tough.
From Aegis to cudgel.
There we go.
The mountain charges.
There we go. Alright. Gonna do your thing. Yeah, I really recommend serious AoE ability when you do the archive. The reason I picked this is because a lot of what I do is AoE. Single target works well for marauders, but you never know when a marauder is going to show up.
This is the fragment we needed. This completes the Mimic. All we need now is
Apocryphal Emissary.
Keep
I will
Thorette and
always
the
pick this
Maleficent
up.
busy while I look for the perfect location.
In part because that's really good minor, which I know it duplicates a little bit the minor resolve with the open soul. But your companion gets one too. Because your companion also benefits from your visions, a companion absolutely is better than going solo. And depending on your partner, be better than your partner. Okay, the Fabled is there. Okay. I took the heal off of Zareth and forgot.
That was close.
Because I have some decent heals on Ambika. But yes, that was something that I meant to say at the start, is that companions get the same visions as you do. And they get some of the benefit of verses, it's just, it's not as obvious. Because they don't get... Eat. You quit. Oh, Ogrim, I'm trying to talk. They don't get their own... what is it? Like... that Guardian of Pestilence. They don't have another Guardian of Pestilence following them around.
May your spirit know peace.
This is the perfect spot to create the next portal. It has the best temporal elasticity.
Sorry, there. I don't have any salt skills. Okay. Unwitting Fortress. Alright, I will see what this portal to the unknown is. There is a trick to doing this, and this is one that people recommend trying out solo as opposed to with a friend. Unless both of you and your friend are really good at this, because doing this with a friend has the number of tome shells that you have to catch. I think it's doubled. So, somebody carried me through this. I normally don't have the trick. But what someone said is, try to stick
Those tome shells
to the edge.
are going to hunt themselves.
Okay.
Maybe the problem isn't with the mortal form.
Yeah, the problem is me. But the trick that I heard is you stick to the left and use the abilities. What I wish was that they had a way for you to have a little test area where you can just get to know the hotkeys and the buttons. I ended up having to watch a guide and pause to try to really get a sense for what the buttons do when you're in that little watcher filer form. But unfortunately, unless I get a blue, nope. I cannot show you how to succeed at that one. Can, however, see what we have here as far as a fabled. Okay. Spell thief, also not fun, but not as bad as the brewer. Okay, I love goblins. I love goblins. They sound like gremlins or something you don't want to feed after midnight. Yeah, some of these, I think they'd do better of having a practice round. Like also the goat thing. I was hoping it was the goat thing. Once I figured out the goat bit, I was able to actually do the getting the sweet rolls and the headbutting. But their side quests go so fast, if you don't know what you're doing, that it doesn't really give you the chance to learn what you're doing.
Never fear! The cavalry has arrived!
Class embodiment, because
They're all gone. Well then.
I'm going to be doing damage on that. Okay, now, let us see.
You
I'm
can't
going to do an
hide.
arc.
I
Hopefully
command you.
get
Show yourself.
a marauder on the other side.
You interrupt my search?
Yes, I interrupt your search. Okay,
Let us test your perseverance.
Alright, again. The biggest tip was do not attack while that mirror was up. That took me a few failures to realize that was what was going wrong. I learn slow. Also, those Thoat shards, the other thing that took me a while to learn is that they will tear you down at a distance.
Enough of this!
So, keep an eye out for those.
Your attacks are so strong!
Yes, I almost killed myself.
You challenged me unprepared?
The tome one, I don't think. Oh, see, there's a shard.
You are every
It's
book, but
great
I am your librarian.
when Malchus can keep it busy.
Change is good. Embrace it.
Change is good. As is. Oh, oh darn it. Oh, timing. I triggered my ult. Right. Okay. Alright, so the shard is not attacking me. But yeah, Zareth, not even with the sword and board, is able to do a really good job getting through the first arc.
Copied myself through the archive.
What?
This
Oh
is
no.
not the end.
Infinite Archive isn't over after one arc? Ah, spoilers.
I knew the fight would be difficult, but I was not expecting that.
Ooh, archival riddles.
There's so much still to research. Why couldn't
Nice.
Emmaus Mora be the prince of... There are more to fight. But
Oh,
I'll
I
leave
interrupted.
that in your
The Prince of
capable
Naps.
hands.
Okay, if Hermaeus Mora could be the Prince of Naps, I would possibly. I'd possibly follow by Daedra. Okay. Powerful domain. Yeah, I do area effect damage for fortification. I'm not working. No, I won't use that. A werewolf is fun. I will go powerful domain. Because we're gonna see if we get a marauder. Okay, first of all, little dragon, are you thirsty? Oh, dragon is not thirsty. Oh! There you go. Alright. Because I did my own food check, I still have food. Let's see how this goes. I do not like the lava. Because the lava will hurt me too.
Ignite within me.
Okay. No boss bar. Yeah, for a lot of my characters, if I want to do Infinite Archive, I'll just do one arc. Because when we've gone as far as we've gone here, I'm going to show the builds that I made where the game basically plays itself. Yeah, I know. Plus lava. Okay, alright, no. Come on. Come on. I wanna end on my own terms, don't die. Darn it, the lava in the bulwark. I am not doing damage fast enough. The downside of the AoE major breach that Xerath puts down is that sometimes it's where things aren't gonna stand. Okay, alright. I will try one more round to see if we get a marauder. But usually doesn't come in the first stage. It's not going to come in that round. Another thing, marauders can show up at any time, but usually it'll be in the first stage. Alright, there is none. Okay. For whatever reason, Mario is always my battle music. Oh, and I can't. There we go. Sweet. In major breach, we'll get this going. Alright. I was hoping we'd get a dragon again.
Almost no one in the archive has martial skills. It's a good thing you came along.
Oh, let's see what this is. Sweet. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can do this, because it's been a while. Oh, here we go.
Stay away from those
Yeah, just no danger. I'm not seeing any. I'm hungry. Oh, there I go. I can do it. I know I'm a hungry little goat. Eat, eat. Come on, come on. Yeah. Keyboard fumble. Come on, little goatie. Over my ass. Okay, okay, okay. Yummy sweet roll. One more.
Those are my sweet rolls!
I'd go faster if I was wearing pajamas. Everyone knows that goats in pajamas are the fastest, bounciest. Eek! Okay. Come on. Oh. Ah. What's he yelling? Oh, found a sweet roll. Alright. Okay. Alright. Now. Now it's time to get brave. Yes! Okay, I actually like this one now. Problem is, I can both keyboard fumble and have a hard time seeing the sweet rolls. Wait a minute. I just forgot. Soul Magic is a world skill. I do use a world skill.
I recognize this one.
Oh, I recognize this one
If I were
too.
here for academic
Wait.
purposes, that'd be a
Okay.
good
I didn't see there. I was not gonna solo this. Ooh, okay. I don't think. No, never mind. Yes. Okay. Alright. Ah! Interrupt, interrupt. The downside of going straight for the pilfer is watch out if you have a boss that does knockback. Don't let the imp get you so that you're going to get knocked off over the side. I know this, but it still happens to me about once a week. But that scamp is where I've gotten most of the leads that have dropped for me in this place. I also didn't realize that you could interrupt the scamp to keep it from zipping out. Yeah, see? I absolutely would have gotten knocked off if I didn't remember the last minute.
Evil never sleeps of its own accord.
Evil never gets sleepy. Never has to take a nap.
Nasty Mounties must have this mimic fragment. It's a matter of some urgency, he says.
Okay, the only other tips that I have, one is if you can't handle marauders, it is helpful to make sure you pick up a fabled quest from the ghost, or also have another friend hold on to the fabled quest and share it back with you, because you can do the fabled over a number of days, or you can even keep doing Arc 1 over and over again to get fabled. So if you're not ready to pick up marauders, you can still complete her quest
I heard the
and get
battle
credit
of the
for it.
fevered muse was touch and go. I'm glad you won the day.
Zareth won the day. So the only other tip I have, aside from do what I never do, and remember to check this vendor every week. Because there might be a lead that you can't get to drop. Or, ooh, engine guardian shoulder. May or may not pick that up. There's been some rare patterns showing up. I have plenty of inscribed shards. Ooh, patterns I don't have. Oh, what about glyphics? because I don't have enough furnishings. I have that. I have those. But I have a couple mythics purely because the leads finally showed up here. So, the only other tip that I have is to show you the build that I've got on... Hey, Elaine. On my Dragon Knight. The build that I set up specifically so that I could do Infinite Archive all the way up through there, Inkslayer. And it's Captain Cressida. As soon as I got the title Pirate, I made Captain Cressida. So I can have Pirate Captain Cressida. Okay. Oops. I forgot that it took out my banner bearer. Because of the changes to banner bearer, this may not be as sustainable as it was before. So the specifics aren't necessarily... I liked to do mitigation and Sage's Remedy and what to do. I might resolve, also because that helps me. I'll at least put back, there we go. Oak and Soul build with just 2-hander and Noxious Breath, Venomous Claw, my little self-heal, and I will go in, show you in the archive. Just a sec. Okay. I run this with Tan because they are my fastest DPS. Ember does really great AoE, but her abilities have a bit of a ramp-up time. Tan's abilities are also really strong and much faster, so I found that my DPS is faster with Tan. So what I like to do is I like to have my banner to help boost their survivability a little bit more. I've got the bug where I cannot hit E and oh wait, no, there we go.
Something on your mind, friend?
So we've got medium with a mix of quickened, shattering, and aggressive. I'd have a little bit more aggressive, but medium aggressive is hard to find and expensive. But again, I don't think it works as well to have all aggressive. And another time, I might have a companion walkthrough of how I've optimized my companions. I do have that one time only gold ring that I wish they'd bring back. And with the Shattered Spirit, Swift Assault, and I have lore 10 on dual wield, to keep them in range of my banner. The reason this is my Infinite Archive build is, okay, that's just my Leeching Plate. That 5-item set, when I take damage, summons a cloud of leeching poison under the assailant. The other thing I have is, there it is, Varaha's Curse. When I deal damage, 25% chance to create ground that slows them and damages them. So with this, the enemies usually kill themselves. I'll pick up a quick concussion. I'll show you just a little bit.
So long as
Because I schedule for an hour and go a little bit longer. Oh, and even without food, I won't go far enough to have to eat food. I put it all in health, 45,000 health. With food, it's 50,000. Heavy armor, really tanky, and just... look at all this poison. They're just... melting. Then also when I get focused efforts, that buffs it even more. So that's my advanced, if you have sets to farm, is easy mode Infinite Archive. Green Dragon Blood is really good. It doesn't have to be a Dragon Knight, really. Anything that has some good tankiness without having to do a full-on tank build. You can also do TPS, and see, things go a lot faster. So
I was concerned that they'd still
if you want to farm sets, Varaha's Curse, that's Overland from, what's it called? Hughesbane? Okay, Gallant Chain. Oh! Girdle of Leeching, that's farmed from Imperial City Prison. Gallant Chain, that is the Armor of the Trainee set, chest piece, that comes reinforced heavy. If you don't know this, you get this as a quest reward from finishing the Strauss Mackay story. So, if you want to get the best filler piece for the 5 pieces and an Oaken Soul Ring, heavy armor, Gallant Chain, the best health, one piece boost, just go pick it up. Because finding trainee Querus, if you've had it before, you can just reconstitute it with gems. I didn't have gems at the time. I mean, not gems, transmute crystals. And I found out, after trying to farm chests a lot, that all I had to do was go do the Strauss Mackay quest, and boom, Gallant Chain, already reinforced, which was fantastic. And that is every tip that I promised I could share on Infinite Archive. And that was my dabbling and rambling for the evening. If there's any requests on things that you might like to see next, I'm absolutely happy to dabble in whatever interests you. Saturday, I think I'm going to do my only Zergs and show how I managed to enjoy Cyrodiil as a totally derpy PvE player. But for now, Captain Cressida says yar, and I'm going to go splash myself back to school. So thanks everybody, and have a great night.